Hello and welcome here. Welcome back if you watched my first episode. I'm here with my second knitting podcast. If you haven't met me before, my name is Josie. I am a wife and a stay-at-home mom to my 1-year-old son. We live in the Midwest, so we are enjoying the spring weather that has rolled around. I got some knitting done in March and another leather craft that I want to share with you guys today. So I'm looking down at my notes here in case you see that. But I finished my muscle burrow hat, and a sweet individual on my last video left a comment that it's pronounced muscle burrow. It was very helpful because I just didn't know. So thank you if you commented and you're the one that shared that with me. I really appreciate it. It was very easy to knit. It went very quickly, and I am just so happy with the fabric. It's very soft, and I'm very happy with the fit of it as well. I knit the adult medium size, and I used Life in the Long Grass, their fine sock base. It was when I first blocked it, it was just a little bit too tight. I didn't know it was too tight. I wore it out to a friend's house, and on the 15-minute drive there, my head started to feel, just like pressure. It started to feel like, this is too tight. When you have your hair up in a bun and you feel pressure, that's what it was feeling like. And when I blocked it, I was thinking, I intentionally did not stretch it out sideways. I don't know why, but I just wanted to make it long. And I should not have done that. It was too tight. So I thought, I'm gonna try to re-block this. So I re-blocked it, and this time I didn't pin it, but I stretched it out widthwise, and it fits perfectly. It's so soft, it's really warm. I'll try it on. Yeah, I just love it. It's really comfortable, and I did get to wear it before the spring weather came. And then we had a few cold days here in the Midwest, and so I got to wear it before the season ended. So I'm really looking forward to the fall when, I'm not eager for fall to get here, but when fall arrives and the cold weather is coming, this will be a perk. So yeah, it's my second muscle burrow hat, and I'm really happy with it. It was a blast. So that's my only finished object knitting wise. I do have another craft, the leather craft, but I'll timestamp that below. It'll be after all my knitting in case you're just here for the knitting. But my mountain walk socks, you saw those last episode. I did some good, they're currently on hold because I'm working on some birthday socks that I'll show you, but I got some good progress in. Let me show you here. Yeah, I got some good progress in. I believe I have, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe she does 17 cable repeats, and I'm on 12. This is a pattern by Florence, of Handmade by Florence. Last time I talked about how I was using 9-inch circulars. The pattern is written for Magic Loop, and I was using 9-inch circulars. And just how much the ribbing was compressing, it was very uncomfortable to knit with. And so I did go ahead and I bought 32-inch size 1, I believe. Yes, 32-inch size 1 needles, and it's flying off, really. The cable repeats are really fun. They're still a little challenging. I'm not used to cables. This is only my second cabled pattern. So it's still a little challenging, but able to like pick up the stitches a little bit easier without splitting the yarn. So I think it's looking great. So I'm really excited for it. It's using the Cascade Heritage sock yarn. First time using that as well. And like I said, it's a little splitty, but it's also only splitty when I'm working the cable stitches. And so I'm very happy with it. It's very soft. I think my sister will love it when they're done. But right now they've currently been put on hold for my mom's birthday socks. Let me put this back in the bag. Let me hear some rustling. Yeah, so for my mom's birthday socks, her birthday is mid-April, and so I've been knitting furiously. This yarn is the Bad Sheep yarn, their fingering sock base, and the color Mushroom. And yeah, the color is just beautiful. It really is. Just so mushroomy. My mom's gonna love it. She loves mushrooms and she loves Alaska. So this is a very great find. And I'm excited for her to have these. Although I did see that Bad Sheep Yarn, I subscribed to their email newsletters because I love their yarn so much that I went ahead and subscribed after I bought. And they are moving to Florida. So my mom's Alaska yarn will no longer be from Alaska. I mean, this is from Alaska, but if I want to buy more in the future, it won't be from Alaska. Anywho, I'm using the Crazy Sock Lady 9-inch vanilla sock pattern. And I did a 20 round cuff. I'm pretty much following exactly that tutorial. I'm knitting the size medium for my mom. I did the 20 round 1x1 cuff. 60 rounds for the foot, heel flap gusset, and then I believe I did 92 rows for the foot. 92 rows for the foot, and now all I have to do are the toes, and then graft it, and then start the second. So this is my first sock. So hopefully, by the time the next video comes around, these should be done. They're birthday socks, so they should be going to the recipient by May. But yeah, I'm having a blast with vanilla socks. I really enjoy stocking it. It's very relaxing, very soothing. So I'm enjoying this pattern. And these socks, can't complain. This is great. My mom's gonna love it. Every time I get these out and work on it, I just think, oh, I'm so excited for her to receive these. And my last whip is the oversized Seasons cardigan by Ozetta. I'm calling it a whip even though I haven't cast on the actual cardigan, but I have swatched twice. And I made large swatches. Yes, I've never done half fisherman's rib, and so I wanted to practice. I wanted to get good practice in, which it's honestly not bad. It's pretty easy. So the pattern calls for US 8. Yes, US 8, size US 8 needles with size US 6 on the button band that's knit simultaneously. And so let me see which one. I did it by the tails. The shortest tails was my first swatch. The longer tails are my second swatch. That was my way of remembering which is which. So the first one. So I knit it on US size 8, and I didn't think I met gauge. I blocked it, didn't think I met gauge, and so I went up to US 9. Did the swatch, blocked it. It's hard to see in this lighting. But yeah, this is outside. Blocked it, met gauge very easily, but I'm just not happy with the fabric. Can you see how like see-through that is? Yeah, the pattern calls for worsted weight yarn. I'm not using her recommended yarn, but it is a worsted weight yarn. It's Valley Yarns, Northampton. It's pretty affordable. So I'm using this yarn, and I just wasn't happy with the fabric that the US size 9 created. It was it's just see-through, and I don't love it. It's not as squishy. The stitches are just bigger to meet gauge. So, because I had such great success reblocking my muscle burrow hat, I thought I'm gonna try and reblock my first swatch and then stretch it to see if I can meet gauge. And I did. I reblocked it again. It's still a little see-through. I don't know if I can see the camera through the little holes, but not as bad. And the stitches just look neater and are closer together. So I think I'm gonna go for US size 8, keeping in mind that I'll probably have to stretch the garment. I think I'm gonna do one size up. When I measured for my size, I think I was supposed to have the smallest. I think I was supposed to knit the smallest size. And I think I'm just gonna go the next size up. And keep in mind that I'll have to knit. I bought extra balls because I want the pattern to be, or I want the cardigan to be longer anyway. So I'm gonna knit to a more desirable length on me. So I have extra yarn for the next size up. And I'm just happier. I'm just happier with the way the fabric looks on the US size 8. So this was this took a long time swatching, but I'm happy I did it. And hopefully I'll cast this on this month. There's no rush, obviously. It just turned warm weather, and this is 100% wool. So there's no rush to get this done. But I really enjoy knitting the half fisherman's rib, watching it come together. So I'm really excited to start on this. The pattern has a lot of new techniques. Not a lot, I would say three or four new techniques for me. So that stitch is new, the provisional cast on is new, and then the button band, also how that's constructed, is new. But I'm up for the challenge. I say that now before I've started, but I am up for the challenge. Okay, some of the, those are all my whips. I have some plans for this coming April. So after I finish the stockinette, the plain old stockinette vanilla socks, I will not have a stockinette project. I'll go back to working on my sister's socks, the mountain walk socks, and then I'll have the oversized seasons cardigan to whenever I want to work on that. But I want to have a plain old stockinette project. And I'm really intrigued by having a knitted summer garment made out of summer yarn or warmer weather yarn. But I've never done that before. I've crocheted with cotton before to make little face scrubbies as a gift. Didn't love the experience. Also, I just don't love crochet as much, but it was 100% cotton yarn. I've done a lot of research and I really want to try a linen yarn. And I want to do the Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. I have heard that it can be a struggle to get through, that it just feels like it takes forever because it's fingering weight yarn around the whole body, and I've heard that it can take forever. So I don't know that I expect to wear it this season, hopefully in the summer. But I think I'm gonna buy yarn. I think that will be my yarn purchase in April. I'm leaning towards the Lindy chain fingering weight yarn by Knit Picks. I'm really intrigued to try a linen yarn and a chainette yarn. I've never tried either, and so I'm really eager. That yarn's description sounds great, and there are some colors that I really like. I want something breathable, like for linen, and I thought about using silk, but I'm just hesitant to invest that much money in a yarn that I don't know if I'll love for like a big project. So I think I'm gonna go a more affordable route. Knit Picks, Lindy, chain, yarn. And so hopefully I can have that as my mindless stockinette knit whenever I want something mindless. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's it for the knitting for March and my plans for April. So now for the other crafts that I'll be doing that I did in March, and the one craft, sew craft, that I'll do in April, plan on it. I made this leather journal. It's traveler style notebook. Looks like this. So the band comes off like this and it opens up, and there are 4 notebooks inside. And you can replace them. If you can see the spine. The elastic is thread through here, and so there's a place for 4 notebooks inside. I really have loved the idea of having a traveler's notebook. Didn't really want to invest the money with the size of the notebook not being my favorite. I don't love the really thin or skinny width. And both the traveler's notebook sizes are the same width, the taller one and the shorter one. And so I found a video online of a woman walking you through how to make your own traveler's notebook in any size that you wanted. She gave you like how to do it, like how many inches to add on versus the size of your notebook. So I really like A5 notebooks, size A5, which is close to a 5x8 notebook. And I bought some leather off of Amazon and I followed her video and it turned out. I loved it so much. I made my sister one. Her favorite notebooks are Moleskine Kahir. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Notebooks, but I made her one to match. So we have matching notebook covers. It's great. I can have my first notebook is for like I'm learning all about the promises of God in my personal life, and so a place to write the promises of God that I'm reading about and studying in the Bible. The second one is like my scrappy notebook, so grocery lists and packing list, things like that. And the third is my newer craft journal, and the fourth one is my previous one that still have some pages with active whips on there, sewing whips and some knitting whips too are in that journal. So I'm really loving it. It turned out great. When I close it, my pin just fits perfectly. It was so much fun. I'll leave the video below if you're interested in making your own leather notebook like this. Much more affordable, and when you get to have it, something that you made. So I'll leave that video below. It was a great video. It was really thorough. I really enjoyed it. And then my plan for April for other crafts is to sew a Donovan skirt by Helen's Closet. It's listed as beginner. My husband and I's anniversary is today, but we're celebrating in 2 weekends. We're having a trip away, just the 2 of us, going a few hours away. And I really want to make my own skirt to celebrate when we go to dinner. I don't know if I can do it, but I want to try. I've heard such great things about Helen's Closet's patterns, that they are very thorough. And yeah, just very detailed, very thorough. So I'm hoping to make my first garment in April. I haven't bought the fabric yet, and I hope I can do it in 2 weeks. But I'm excited to try. Hopefully next time I'm here, I can show you my skirt. Hopefully it's wearable. It's just, an elastic waistband. Yeah, so I don't have to measure too precisely or anything, because the elastic will be very forgiving. I'm excited to try it. I'm really excited to try it. So those are my April plans for other crafts, sewing. I think that's all of my making for March and for plans for April. I'm just gonna keep working on those whips and then add in the cumulus tee and hopefully sew a skirt. This section is just to get to know me a little bit more. I'll include some of my favorites. If you're interested and want to get to know me. Some things that I've been enjoying this past March. My husband and I watched the third Lord of the Rings movie, Return of the King. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. By far, well, in my opinion, just by far the best movie. It was so good. It was so encouraging. It was so life-giving. I just felt like I could go out there after it was finished and fight if I needed to. I don't fight, but I just felt like I could do it. I was empowered to do it. It was a great movie. I highly recommend Lord of the Rings series if you haven't seen them yet. Something else that I was really enjoying in the March was King's Kaleidoscope, that band newest album. I believe it came out in October. It was really good. The last 3 songs especially were just on repeat. We went through a lot of sickness in March, our family, and just having the song Joy, especially Joy by King's Kaleidoscope. If you don't listen to the album, listen to that song. It's a Christian band, but man, just listening to that song on days when I was just wondering, when is the sickness gonna end? It helped my heart so much. It was really good, so I highly recommend that. There was a few weeks in March where I just played it constantly on repeat, and it was very uplifting. The book that I'm reading is The Hobbit. I finished Lord of the Rings, did not want to leave the world, and so I picked up The Hobbit. It's very different. It's a very different writing style. It's almost like, it feels like Tolkien didn't even write this book, just the way it's written. But the world, I love being in the world. It's written great. It's just a different style, but there's no problem with how it's written. I'm really enjoying it. But I just love being back in the world. Love learning about Bilbo. It's a very quick read compared to Lord of the Rings too, so I'm really enjoying it. TV shows. I'm currently still working my way through The Office. I almost always have The Office and just ongoing show. I love The Office so much. My husband and I started watching Outer Banks, which we were very intrigued by, but I kind of got annoyed at all the fighting. So we kind of fell off watching that. We were about 4 shows in, and we're not giving up on it, but I just needed a break from all the fighting. So we started watching West Wing. Very different show than Outer Banks. But it's pretty good. We're both enjoying it. I watched Madam Secretary after my son was born with like night feedings. That's a show that we watched together. And I loved being in that high-paced political world just because it's so foreign to me, but I find it really interesting. And this show is no different. It's a lot older, but it's very very fast-paced, and it's intriguing, it's entertaining. And then we are also starting to garden. We bought a house last summer, and the previous owners didn't have any garden beds in, so we get to work from a blank slate, which is kind of fun, but also a little overwhelming. We don't really know what we're doing. We've never gardened before, but we're working on the front of our house, and we just bought some plants this past weekend. We're gonna buy the rest of our plants this weekend and hopefully plant them, and we'll have some gardens in the front of our house to take care of. I'm really excited. I've never gardened before. My mom's a huge gardener, so I will be able to call her whenever I have any gardening questions, which will be often. But it's been really fun. Let me know if you garden, because it's a whole new world. It's a little overwhelming, but I'm really excited to dive in to make our gardens in the front yard look really beautiful. Yes, but this was it. This was a shorter episode this time, but I had so much fun again. Comment down below if you watch this and you are working on any spring knits, because I'm on the lookout for other spring garments. And if you have any experience with spring or summer yarn, like linen, cotton, silk, leave your experience and your knowledge below. I would love to learn more. If you've knitted the Cumulus Tee or anything, let me know, and let me know what you're gonna do in April as spring rolls around, if it's spring where you live. But yeah, I hope to meet you in the comments. Hope to connect with you in the comments. I don't have an Instagram, just in case you were wondering. I don't love Instagram. It doesn't do well for me mentally. So I'm just here on YouTube. So I would love to meet you in the comments if you watched and you enjoyed. Like it, subscribe, so you know when the next one comes. Hopefully it's at the end of April or beginning of May. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.